in this video, we're going to be focusing on finding our z-score for our standard normal curve. Now, I have a note here I want to point out to start with. It is very important to remember that when we're using this specific command in our calculator, we must have the area to the left. Okay, so if you notice right here, it says for our a value, or our a number, find the z-score for which the area to the left is 0.27. Now it says to the left. We're happy with that. That's what we need. We need the area to the left. So the problem already gives it to us. So one of the first things we need to remember is how to get to this menu right here. We're going to go to second vars in our calculator. And we want to come down to number 3 now. Once you do that, this is what your screen should look like. Now, if you have a TI-84, this is what your screen will look like. If you have a TI-83, it's going to take you back down to your home screen, and it's going to look something like this. And this is our inverse norm command in our calculator, and with a comma. So you have to remember that if you're doing this, you have to remember all of these values right here. Okay. Now again, we need the area to the left to begin with, and we have that 0.27. And then also remember, for a standard normal curve, we always have our mean equal to 0 and our standard deviation equal to 1. So it's just going to be 0 and 1. Now if you look at B, you can see that it says find the z-score for which the area to the right is 0.21. Now that's a no-no. We don't want that. We're a little bit sad about that. We want to find the area to the left because, again, it's important to remember that you must have the area to the left to be able to put into our inverse norm command. So to find the area to the left when you're given the area to the right, so we want to do 1 minus 0.21. Now you can either do this in your calculator, or you can put it in your calculator first and then find it. So if we decide we want to find it first, we're going to do 1 minus 0.21, and we find that the area to the left is going to be 0.79. So now we're good. We can go into our inverse norm again by choosing second vars. We want to go toggle down to number 3. We'll have this menu. The area to the left is now going to be 0.79, and then 0 and 1. Alright, now for C. It says find the area in the middle is 80%. Now for this particular question, I always draw a picture. When in doubt, draw it out. So right now we have the area in the middle right here. And what we're trying to find is this value right here and this value right here. Now, to be able to find these two z-scores, remember we need the area to the left. So to tackle this, to be able to do this one right here, we need this area over here on our left, and we need to find that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the area given and turn it into a decimal. It would be 0, 8, or excuse me, 0.80. Okay, and then from there, what we want to do is we want to do 1 minus 0.80, just like we did before. But notice we have two missing areas. We have the missing area over here to the left, as well as this missing area over here on our right. So because we have two of them missing, I'm going to divide this by 2. So let's see what that is on our calculator. So we're going to do 1 minus 0.80 and then divide that by 2. So the missing areas that we have are going to be 0.10. Now, when I find these areas, I do not write both of them because I don't need this area to the right as of right now. So to be able to find this z-score specifically, we needed this area over here. So we're going to go back to our inverse norm command, and the area to the left of this is going to be 0.10. And again, our mean and our standard deviation is 1, 0, and 1. And then to find this one, we're also going to use our inverse norm command. Now this one, it's very important to remember that we're using the area to the left. And the area to the left of this is going to be this entire thing right here. So we need to add these two areas. 0.80 plus 0.10 and 0 and 1. So from there, let's go find z-score. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to go to second vars, toggle down to inverse norm. Our area again was 0.270, our mean, and 1 our standard deviation. And we're going to paste and enter, and we see that our z-score for this area is going to be negative 0.6128. For B, we're going to go back and do second vars, toggle down to number 3, our inverse norm. And if you notice, I said you can either do this 1 minus 0.21 beforehand or after. I'm going to put it in as 1 minus 0.21. Make my life a little bit easier. I don't have to do all the extra work. Go down and paste and press enter. We get a z-score of 0.8064. But let me show you just so you know that it does end up being the same if you were to do it beforehand also. So say we did put in that 0.79 and go down to paste and press enter. We get the same z-score. Now for our last one over here, we're going to have to put it in 2 times. So the very first one, I'm going to do my inverse norm of 0.01 and 0.1. Inverse norm, 0.10, 0, and 1. Go down to paste and press enter. So the first z-score for our C number is going to be negative 1.2816, depending on where you need to round your decimals. Now, watch something really cool. Most of the time, if you find one of them, you know what the other one is because it's a standard normal curve. We know that when we put in this new one, where we add the two together, correct? Right here, we're going to add these two together inside of our inverse norm. We go down and paste and press enter. We're going to get the positive version of our z-score from the left one. And the reason for this is because it's a standard normal curve, therefore it's symmetric. So if you take this curve and you plop it in half, then they should match. The only thing changing is their signs.